A Mexican influencer was just unalived in broad daylight in Baja California, and his brother, famous cartel-linked YouTuber Marquito's Toys, is being clowned because of what he said just prior to the unaliving. Even Peso Pluma is tangentially involved. This story is nuts.
Éramos amigos, ni yo era su empleado ni el mío. La gente cercana de él lo sabe.
Gail Castro Cardenas, brother of famous influencer Marquito's Toys, was executed in broad daylight while dining at a restaurant in Ensenada, Baja California. The murder occurred around 6:10 p.m. on March 28th at Villa Marina restaurant in the El Sauzal district. According to police reports, assailants arrived in a maroon Toyota Corolla, fired more than 15 bullets into Gail's chest and abdomen, unaliving him instantly. The vehicle was later found and abandoned on Colina Street in Redondo Beach, just meters from the crime scene. There are these really sad photos circulating on social media that show Gail's wife distraught at the scene, making calls while her husband's lifeless body is just lying forlorn at the restaurant entrance. Word on the street is that the big mistake poor Gail made was dining in the El Sauzal district, which is Los Maitos territory. If you didn't know, Los Maitos and Los Chapitos factions of Sinaloa Cartel have been in a brutal civil war that has been plaguing several states in Mexico since El Chapo's son allegedly helped U.S. authorities capture the kingpin of the Sinaloa Cartel, El Mayo Zambada, who had gone undetected for over 50 years prior. After that, El Mayo's son, El Mayito Flaco, declared war on the Chapitos. Unfortunately for Gail, him and his family have been linked time and again to the Chapitos, specifically through his super famous influencer brother, who just hours before the unaliving implored people in Mexico to endure the cartel violence and just move along.
Con mi amigo y una amistad vale más que todo.
That was Marcos Eduardo Castro Cardenas, better known as Marquito's Toys. He's a 26-year-old content creator from Culiacan, Sinaloa, who rose to fame in 2019 through his YouTube channel. He's basically a vlogger who flexes fancy cars and watches and a bougie lifestyle, hence the name Marquito's Toys. The entire Castro Cardenas family has built substantial social media followings, with Gail himself having 327,000 Instagram followers and 119k YouTube subscribers before his. And then there's Ana Gastelum, Marquito's sister-in-law, who also has a massive social media following. But man, being a social media star in Mexico is not the same thing as the goofy antics you get here in the US. The family's troubles began in November 2023 when Marquito's Toys was linked to Nestor Isidro Perez Salas, alias El Nini. Nini was the head of security for Los Chapitos. People basically think he was laundering money for El Nini, and that's how he was able to afford all the fancy things in his videos. Following accusations about his cartel connections, Marquitos tearfully acknowledged his friendship with El Nini, but maintained they were just friends, not business partners.
Éramos amigos, ni yo era su empleado ni el mío. La gente cercana de él lo sabe.
Now, while to most of us it might seem dangerous to publicly acknowledge a relationship with a cartel sicario, Marquitos instead leaned into it and started sharing birthday posts on Instagram dedicated to El Nini, who is currently imprisoned in the United States. Despite facing criticism for paying tribute to a narco, Marquitos continually defended himself by claiming it was merely a personal connection. The situation for the Castro family dramatically worsened on September 9th, 2024, when a violent war erupted between the two main factions of the Sinaloa Cartel, Los Chapitos and Los Maitos, right after El Mayo Zambada was arrested. Marquito's connections to Los Chapitos made both him and his family members targets. Allegedly, two branches of their Ranch Roll restaurant in Culiacan were set on fire in November 2024. Following the fires, rumors circulated that Marquitos and his brother Kevin Castro had been kidnapped, though it turned out those rumors were false. The targeting intensified in January 2025 when flyers were dropped from small planes all over Culiacan, specifically naming Marquito's Toys and all three of his brothers, accusing them of being frontmen, money launderers, and close collaborators of Los Chapitos. The flyers, signed by La Maitza, also named Peso Pluma, who we know is a big supporter of the Chapitos because of lyrics in his songs. The flyers had a PSA-style warning on them that reads, "Do you know them? Report them. These people are major financiers and collaborators of La Lakritza. We're coming after each and every one of you." Just days later, on January 8th, 2025, their parents' home in Culiacan was attacked with bullets and set ablaze by approximately 10 sicarios. During the incident, the caretaker of the family home was kidnapped, but later found alive. Following these attacks, Marquitos and his family fled Sinaloa, claiming they were spending the Christmas holidays in Europe. I mean, dude, just say you're scared and bounce. No shame in that when you've got a target on your back. But instead, Marquito's Toys would go the complete opposite direction and double down on his support for narcos, telling people not to complain about the violence of this bloody cartel war and put up with it.
Y otra cosa, me llaman ignorante, que apoyas al tráfico, que esto y que lo otro. Miren, ¿para qué nos hacemos pendejos? Todo lo que vimos en Culiacán, sabemos que a base de eso es como se mueve el billete en la ciudad. Ahora no se quejen, hay que aguantar la verga y hay que echarle para adelante.
Well, just hours later, his brother was unalive, and people are kind of clowning him for saying to just put up with it. And as horrible as it is, and as much as those people should try to exercise some empathy, he did kind of walk into that one. Side note, the way he phrased that, it also kind of looks like he's finally admitting to having some sort of financial involvement with Cartel. In the aftermath of Gail's murder, Marquito's famous influencer sister-in-law, Ana Gastelum, deactivated her social media accounts and deleted her WhatsApp channel. No one's heard from Marquitos yet, but you gotta wonder if he's gonna follow suit and lay low for a while. This isn't goofy little Santos and some brass knuckles, you know?